We set out on a journey across Nigeria to find the unsung heroes of the modern church. We looked deeply into the media teams that truly power the digital face of the Nigerian church today. From the immense auditorium of a large church to the intimate setup of a growing church, the names are different, but the mission is universal: to eliminate all distraction and deliver the gospel with clarity and with power. And this is where the media team lives. We like to call them the quiet engineers. See, we asked them, what does it really take? The answer was always the same. They said commitment. But beneath the commitment is a set of challenges that are frustratingly similar across every denomination and every budget bracket. This is their reality, and this is church media today. Our journey took us into the media boats of churches like the Elevation Church, Celebration Church International, City Church Lagos, the New Church, and several branches of the Foursquare Gospel Church in Nigeria. And across these diverse communities, we focused on the core questions that define their struggle. Questions like, what projection tools are they using? And what does their GA look like? From the cameras, computer. We also wanted to understand the financial state and the technical commitments that every church made to their media team. Right? What does it really take to simply run a Sunday service? We also look past the hardware to the human elements. How important is live streaming to your church? Is it something that you take very important? And crucially, do the teams feel the need to skill up regularly? Is skilling up something that the church takes with so much priority? And there are a lot of insights that I have to share after having these conversations with media representatives from all of these churches. And I'm so excited to share it with you. As we go on, you would find snippets of these conversations lined up in this episode. This is to say that Church Media Today is a multi-part documentary having multiple episodes, and each church would have a dedicated episode.
You can't blame a team that you do not educate, that you do not train, that you do not, that you are not concerned about their improvement. And of course, the greatest room in life is the room for improvement. So we do skilling, upskilling every month. At least we do have sections where, for example, pro-presenter team, they would teach themselves of the new things, that has come up, maybe new updates, within the pro-presenter software. And for the new members, it takes them about 1 month to actively rehearse during rehearsals, before they are able to work during service. So that, gives an highlight of what training is.
One of the issues we noticed is something we're calling the hardware trap. And something we really noticed is that many churches are using presentation software that were built with high-duty or heavy-duty systems in mind. And what this means is we'll see teams where the entire Sunday service is resting on one computer that is running multiple software that is working at their disadvantage. And this would mean that, when the pastor is calling a Bible verse or when they are supposed to follow along with the song administration, there will be some lag in between. Just a trick question. So for vMix and OBS, what do you guys prefer? And do you have any reasons why?
Yeah, so for the vMix, basically use that for Facebook streaming. Also for YouTube streaming, majorly. Then OBS, you pretty much use that for Instagram, for Instagram scroll.
So one of them will be running concurrent. Yeah, they're all popping film services.
All right. Then we have the for part of our devices is also the mixer, the video mixer. You have a lot of, say we have 5 cameras or more than at a time that is capturing live event. So interchanging between screens, the cameras, right? They call them screens. Yeah. And so we use the video mixer to do that for the selection and the presentation. Yes.
The second thing we noticed is that there was a volunteer burnout. You see, to build a sufficient media team, it doesn't just cost money, it costs people. And you know how many people are willing to put in the work and put in the sacrifice of being in church before service, the day before service, and even earlier before everyone would come to service, so they can set up all of this equipment, right? And how many people are willing to do this without pay? This is a problem this is a challenge rather, that we saw across multiple denominations as we went around visiting. We always asked the question, how many people in your workforce are being paid and how many people are not being paid, and how is that impacting the productivity of the media team in general?
So the thing about that is that ideally, when we have funds, because right now media is not fully funded, right? We're hacking it as we go.
Yeah.
When the think funds come now, things like that will be put into place. The only thing that has a system right now is the streaming. And that's because some video cards are very selective and then you have to render video very tight. They cannot rely on the ATR system. Or for projection, they can't do that. So you could call their team right now bootstrap.
Yeah, bootstrap. Yes, yeah. Another issue that sprung up. We realized that a good sum of the people we interacted with were concerned about transferring the schedules for a Sunday service across computers. It could happen that the person that prepares the schedule is not around, or they had prepared it at home, but they don't have the computer physically. And so they always wondered why there was no way to just, push these things over the cloud, over the internet, and then have them access it. This was a growing concern that we found across multiple churches. And apparently this is something that not any church, to be frank, that we saw had, found a way around. They always needed to have a resident computer where all of these schedules will be planned, and if there be any changes, it also has to be made on that same computer.
So how do you sync the information here and home?
Okay, so what we do is there's a way to copy. It's just like when you're saving, how do they call it? We save PowerPoint slide. Yeah. You can also save like a document, like you save the Word document. You can also save easy worship document, and just not when you're the same batches, we put it here, it's going to open. So you do that like during. So you create the schedule. It's going to schedule, yes, create the schedule. So everybody will know the songs that don't use, and create the schedule, and we'll just put it there, and everything open, and that's all. And then the PowerPoint is also showing up here. Yeah, we use PowerPoint separately. So the same PowerPoint is there, the same PowerPoint is there. So it's just like we have to create the two system. Whatever needs to show here, also show here. Both this without. Now, many churches have different or several ways to achieve a good service without hitches or without any coughs that are unplanned, right? For some of them, that could mean they prepare earlier on and collect all of the materials that they will be needing for a Sunday service days earlier. And this could mean maybe on Thursday, on Friday, they have all of the equipment or all of the materials that they need to make a Sunday service smooth and seamless. Whether it be Bible verses, whether it be the song that the preacher is going to say 20 minutes into their preaching, or whether it's the hymn that is going to be sung, whether it's the prayer that is going to be shared, or if they are going to be singing the national anthem in the church. All of these things are carefully planned in the schedule for the service, right? But for some other churches, this structure is missing. And what that really means is that they have to figure it out as the service goes on, if you will. And what that looks like is you have the preacher calling a Bible verse that they have never heard of, right? But they have to be agile enough, and the computers that they are using also have to be fast enough for them to meet up with the demand of the congregation and the minister. Whenever the preacher is preaching, we need to call Bible verse repeatedly and fast. So, for instance, if I need to put a Bible verse, if I said, let me say Ephesians 1:13, and I put Ephesians, and I put this arrow, it is going, so I don't need to be taking my mouse
Like when I mean something is hands-on in such a way that I don't need to be the process to get a Bible verse up quicker is faster on the previous version than this one. So the other one, if I press Ephesians now, if I click on Ephesians, I click on the arrow here, 2, I click on this, and I click 13. If I double click this enter, 1, 2, it's already on the screen. But the other one, if I click Ephesians, the other one, if I click Ephesians and I click on the arrow, it does not respond. Sometimes it responds to the arrow, sometimes it responds to tab. I hope you get out of this.
It wouldn't be a complete conversation if I don't talk about the immense pressure that the media receives from the congregation and from the minister. Now imagine as a media professional, you're caught between the needs of the pulpit and the tribe of the worship team and even the congregation. And the media unit is now facing a unique challenge. And so when we really did this, what did we set out to achieve with this? We really wanted to, communicate the struggles of the media team and not to show the world that this is an excuse, not really, but to show them some grace. There are a lot of factors that are dampening the productivity of the media team. And many of those factors might not always be from the media team.
I might need to, so for example, you might not have the links during service, and it's maybe it's not your database, and you want to quickly import it in. Process is not so fast, and it's not so interactive. I mean, I enjoy what I'm doing in the New Island. I've been doing it for a very long time. I enjoy how, you can see how service can just come up, like how all the things that you do, you can see how you can control service experience as well. So I enjoy what I do in the New Island. Yeah.
But apart from that, we're on a mission to ensure that these things are cleared out, these things are, and even with the challenges that might come from the ministers, the congregation, or any other place in the church, we are trying to ensure that the media team is ready to solve all these problems. And because of this, we launched Cloud of Worship. And Cloud of Worship is our attempt at eradicating all of the problems that would affect a synergy between the church and the media team. So say you cannot prepare the schedule days before or the day before service because you don't get all of the required materials that you need for a successful service. Cloud of Worship is enabling that kind of media team. We believe very firmly that the work of God should be fueled by simplicity and not complexity, especially in the media. And this is what we are all about. How can we make the experience of the engineers a lot less hectic and the experience of the audience a lot more enjoyable? Honestly, when we achieve this, our work is done.